Hello, Karina Antonopoulos here with the Center for Highly Sensitive People. Welcome back to 14 Days to What I Want. We are on day 10 today, and I have a really important and powerful question for you. Are you ready? What do you appreciate about what you want? What do you appreciate about what you want? So let's go into this question a little bit. I've said this in another form, in another video, but when we're co-creating with the universe, the energy of life, we have to remember that the energy around us hears the consistent feeling that we have. And one way to help connect the mind to the feeling, because I know a lot of you have a hard time doing that, I want to help create that bridge. I want to help make it easier for you so that it's not just your mind versus your heart or your head against your intuition, but I want to help make that easier for you. So this question is going to be the bridge, because you're going to have to use your imagination, your mind, paired with your intuition and your feeling. And you have to think about what you appreciate about what you want. So one way to help you answer this question is, if what you want was created, and this was your reality, and this was what you were living every single day, tell me about what you appreciate about this being your reality. Okay, we're playing here. I'm not thinking about whether or not it's going to happen or whether or not it's true, or there's no room for confusion or doubt here. We're just playing. We're just using our imagination. And I'm asking you, if what you wanted was here right now, tell me on a day-to-day and a moment-to-moment basis, what would be the thing that you most appreciated about this being in your life as a consistent thing every single day? There was one of you that had talked about meeting goals and then being disappointed by those goals. Or even, I know for me, where my goal isn't here yet, like it's not yet been created. And so with those two scenarios, what we're doing wrong here is that what I like to do, I like to share this analogy with my clients, that picture a pizza pie, okay? Picture a pizza pie, and anytime you're frustrated that your goal isn't met yet, or that you're not where you want to be, or even that your goal arrived but the feeling isn't there, the disappointment, it wasn't what you expected, it wasn't all that, okay? It's like imagining that your pizza pie has 3 slices missing, and you're so focused on the 3 slices that are missing that you're unable to enjoy the 5 slices that are still there, right? Traditionally, there's 8 slices in a pie. 5 slices. There are 5 slices left, and you're not able to enjoy them or appreciate them because of your focusing on the 3 slices that are not there. Let that click for you. Let that sink in. How much abundance, how much you have in your life right now, in your foundation, and you are just letting it be pushed to the side because the specific thing, or the timing, it's just not there yet. The only remedy to disappointment, whether it's frustration or disappointment, right? Because you're in the process of creating something, or you're there and it wasn't what you expected, the only remedy to that is appreciation. Appreciation is, aside from forgiveness, appreciation is one of the strongest forms of healing that you can connect to, because it brings you back to this moment. It brings you back to your foundation. It reminds you of what is here, that the universe is already providing to you and for you, instead of all the things that it's not here yet. Okay, so I kind of always like to say I'm not really sure that the universe thinks like me, but I kind of like to say that, well, if I don't appreciate what the universe already gave me, why would they give me any more? Okay, but me not appreciating what the universe has given me puts me in a place of lack and feeling like not enough. And so that feeling state is what the universe hears then. This perpetual not enough, not enough. Whether I'm not enough, the universe is not enough, right? Because the universe can't provide because it's too big, or there aren't enough people in the world. I can't find my partner because there aren't enough options. That's all BS. What do you appreciate about what you want? What do you appreciate about what you want, okay? And focus on the whole idea that if what you wanted was here right now, what do you appreciate about that? Appreciation also helps you connect to your body, okay? So it helps you go from your mind into your body. And having this shift is so important, especially when you're creating something, when you're bringing something to life. If you're not doing that consistently, you're going to get stuck in your head and you're going to go into the pushing mode where you're burning your wheels, burning until you burn out. Pushing on what your mind thinks that you have to do to get to that goal versus the very specific things that your intuition is trying to tell you to do that will get you there much easier, much quicker if you just slow down and took a minute to listen. Yes, it might take a little bit longer to create certain things. And I know it's hard to slow down, but it's what we have to do. I will say that having a kid, getting pregnant, having a kid was one of the biggest things in life that has slowed me down. Because especially when I just get so focused on creating things and bringing things to life, whether it was coaching programs or moving to different places or creating my communities, I was just like constant, go. Okay, but now that I got pregnant, I had a kid, it's like I have something completely in my focus right now. So things are moving a lot slower. But I needed that. I needed that thing to kind of ground me. So anything that slows you down also grounds you. So if you're working on grounding, just think about that. What is something that does kind of slow you down, right? And why are you trying to make things happen so quickly? Because if you do go through all the things that you say that you want and they are here, then what? Because I've gotten to that point too where I've brought all the things that I said I wanted to life, and then I was like, oh shit, now what? Now I'm bored. Okay, so let yourself take your time. Let yourself enjoy the process. And we need to hear that sometimes. Okay, and part of that is appreciating each moment as it is and appreciating the space. Sometimes you really need that space. If you don't have that space in your life to bring in the thing that you want, how is that thing going to come into your life? So when I thought about bringing a baby into my life, I needed to create space. I needed to kind of show myself and my body that I needed to have many days where I was doing nothing. Practicing for the days where I would need to be in bed because maybe I was nauseous or tired. Practicing for the days where I would be sitting around for hours nursing my child. Practicing for the days where I would be just stuck on the floor watching my little kid kick their legs and hands, right? When you want something to come into your life, you need to create space for it. Don't think that you could just pile on something really big, especially really important, into your life if you don't have that space. So I really recommend that if you really want something big in your life, let yourself have those hours, those days where you're just sitting and staring at the wall and you're not doing anything. The world won't fall apart if you don't do anything. And in that space, you take those moments to appreciate. You drop into that feeling and you let yourself feel what it would be like for that thing that you're asking for to be here in your life now. And then feeling that in this moment, that it is here and you have room for it. You're ready for it. Take a deep breath. So, I think I already mentioned this, but I want to say it again. that the universe doesn't hear what you want. The universe hears what you appreciate about what you want. Okay, so the universe doesn't hear, I want a partner who loves me and makes time for me and is committed to the relationship. No. The universe hears what you appreciate about what you want. What do you appreciate about having that partner that makes time for you? What do you appreciate about that? Do you appreciate them bringing bagels over in the morning and or thinking about you, and knowing that you really like a certain type of milk? So they get that very specific cashew milk from the health food store, and they bring it to your house, and they say, you want some coffee? Right? What do you appreciate about that? What do you appreciate about those little moments? You know, and knowing what you appreciate, it'll also be really helpful to know what your love language is. Because a lot of times it was really hard for me to answer this question, but tuning into the love languages, I know I talk about the love languages all the time, but they're seriously a brilliant teaching. Knowing what your love languages are, like your top ones, will really help you tap into appreciation. So are you someone who really appreciates someone who does things for you, so acts of service, or someone who does words of affirmations, it says things that make you feel good about yourself, or someone who spends quality time with you? Okay? What are your top love languages, and how does it connect to what you appreciate about what you say you want? So to kind of go back to what I planted the seed for yesterday, what I want for, which I am focused on New York State. Okay, so I live in New York. What I want for New York is universal health care for the people who live in New York State. I really don't believe that if we want major changes to happen in this country, I don't believe that it's going to come from the top down. I don't believe I have to wait for a president to make decisions that will help everyone in the country. Because you know very well that in 4 years, someone else could be elected and reverse everything. But if you make changes at the state level, and you show other people how it works, it starts to snowball. And then other people start to pick those things up and they start to copy you. And then change happens from the bottom up, from the state level up. And then all of a sudden, everyone's doing it. There was a time where gay marriage was not allowed. And now we are, I don't know how many, if all the states were there, but pretty much, I believe so. We're just like exponentially, right? It's like it happens with a few states, and then a couple more, and then whew, it's like wildfire. It spreads, it snowballs. So I want to believe that states like Colorado, who have legalized marijuana, for example, I don't smoke, but I do know that in Colorado, they have legalized marijuana now. It's been like this for several years, and they have a tax on it. And now they have all this money that has been able to keep them out of debt through this pandemic. So it's like, you think about like, oh, where's this money going to come from? Tax the people. Well, no. How about tax a new thing that used to be illegal, that's putting people in jail, that we're spending a lot of money to have people in jail for very small amounts of marijuana, which is a natural thing that grows that can be used for so many different things. Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you guys agree with me on this? Okay. So this is my little, I've thought about this. And my intuition, I've been asking my intuition for so long, like, how can we make this happen? And I keep getting these little bits. And usually it's like from scrolling through Facebook, and I watch a video and it inspires me. And that little video connects to that little video, And all of a sudden I'm putting together this idea that I'm sure I'm not the only one who's thought of this, but these are the ideas that I put together in my highly sensitive brain, where it's like, okay, how about you legalize something like marijuana? You'd put a tax on it. People are going to buy it, okay? You're going to have all this extra money, not extra, but new money. And this is something that you can put towards something like universal health care. Obviously, you're going to have to put limits. You're going to have to talk to corporations about prices and how prices of things need to be capped at certain amounts. But you create deals with them, okay? I don't know how all of that financial stuff would work to make the corporations happy. But I do believe that it's possible. And I do think that like something like universal health care has to start at the state level. So that's what I'm focused on. Focused on my state. I'm focused on my county. I'm focused on especially when it comes to the election, we don't wait 4 years to vote. We vote every single year. And we stay on top of everything that's going on locally, whether it's in my town, in my county, or in my state. Okay? Because I feel like we are all in this illusion that we put this president on the pedestal, and I just don't think we need to give the president that much power. We need to let our local officials know that they have a lot of power, and we need to encourage them to start to put things in place that we need. Okay, so that is what I want. But in regards to this question, to really tune into like, well, what do I appreciate about universal health care in New York? I appreciate the feeling of being able to literally hear about a great recommendation for a doctor and be able to go to any doctor that I want and not have to check to see if they're in my network or if they take my insurance. I appreciate the idea of going into the hospital to have a baby and not be thinking while I'm getting my C-section, does this anesthesiologist, are they in network or out of network? Because I have a $4,000 in-network deductible and a $7,000 out-of-network deductible. And I'm sure they're going to cost thousands of dollars. So which one am I paying it towards? I don't want to be thinking about those things while I'm on the operating table. And that's what happened with my first son. Not that I was thinking about those things, but now that I'm after it, I'm like, holy crap, that anesthesiologist was not in network. Like, how did they, but he was the only one in the hospital that evening. So it's not like I had people to choose from. It was like, that's who was there. But we had to pay in full for that service, obviously. Okay, but I don't want to have to worry about that. I just want to know that I can go in, have my baby, everything will be fine and taken care of, especially something so routine like having a baby. I mean, in my version of universal healthcare, alternative medicine like acupuncture and massage would be included. So, like, I would just imagine my self-care could kick up a notch. So I could have like weekly or bi-weekly, maybe like monthly. Okay, monthly acupuncture, maybe like bi-weekly or monthly massage. Yay, that would be amazing, because then I would be focused on keeping myself healthy rather than only going to the doctor when I'm not healthy or I'm not feeling good. Okay, so having incentives to stay healthy, which has always been my incentive, but really keeping that incentive up so that I'm not needing the more expensive healthcare services. That can be for the people who have chronic issues. Okay, which goes back to what I appreciate about this vision is that I have a lot of close and distant friends who have chronic issues, cancer, or their kid has a diagnosis, or they have some sort like Crohn's disease, and they're struggling with how they're paying for the treatment for these chronic issues. Some of them they were born with that they literally cannot help, and they have to rely on GoFundMes and fundraisers, which is all nice. But in my vision, what if this was taken care of for people? And for the people like me who I don't need those services, you know what? Yes. Any tax money that I put into, yes, I want it to go to those people, and I want it to help those people so that they can live a full life, because that makes me feel really good. That makes me feel like I'm giving back in a really meaningful way without having to actually do it like something like tangibly. Like I don't have to go and do the work, but a gift, right? One of the love languages, gift giving, and a lot of the times financial and money gift giving is what people really need. So if I can do that through some of my taxes, all right, I'm going to do that. Yes, I would. So, what do you appreciate about what you want? Feel into it. Make a list. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, this is a really, really important question, that one of the core questions of this mini program that I'm sharing with you. This is a question I come back to consistently, because I know if my life is feeling flat, or if I'm feeling just discouraged or disappointed in any way, I come back to this question and it's like life starts to move through me again. So I hope you enjoy writing this question down. Let's continue this in the comments. And I think that's all I wanted to say about this. But for any of you who feel like you could use some extra support right now, I have a couple consultation spots that I'm opening up. So I'll make sure that I leave a link to connect with me for a consultation for life coaching. Okay, sometimes we need someone to hold our vision with us. Sometimes we need someone to keep us accountable, celebrate our wins every step of the way, help us move through those blocks and those doubts, whether it's through EFT or just simple mind shifts. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you get to your goals a lot sooner and quicker than if you were to do it alone. Some of you guys can do it on your own, and that's fine. You probably don't need me. For some of you who could just use a little bit extra help, I'm here. I have some consultation spots open. A couple clients just ended their programs, and I'm here to serve. All right, so let me know if you want to connect. I'll leave the consultation link in the comments. All right, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will be back tomorrow. If you're watching this from YouTube, make sure you come over to the Center for Highly Sensitive People in the Facebook group. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.